I am so fascinated by this safety mechanism that is the known, right? The pull of comfort and familiarity. And it's usually rooted in repetition compulsion, which I previously kind of saw as autopilot. I mean, they're both basically the same thing. But again, repetition compulsion is what we learned in childhood, patterns that we just continue to repeat over and over and over again. And unless and until we become aware of them, we just stay stuck in the same thing over and over and over again, right? But it's so fascinating to me because for the longest time, I was afraid of changing. I was afraid of stepping into the unknown. I was afraid of doing different things. Um, there is a very specific neurochemical experience that comes with the comfort and the familiarity of the known, right? Doing the same thing every single day, listening to the same music, thinking the same thoughts, believing the same beliefs, feeling the same emotions, doing the same things. Um, and it's wild because these are things that used to keep me stuck inside of a very specific known, right? For instance, um, relationships that I now realize I thought previously were just the way that relationships are supposed to go, right? Um, I used to believe that I had to put in a fuck ton of effort and receive breadcrumbs in return, um, intermittent love and affection, right? And I actually used to be scared of, receiving any more from that. I used to be somewhat repulsive to the idea, and that's just an example of relationships, and that's not just that's both platonic and romantic, right? Um, it's fascinating because my relationships previously were very much breadcrumbs and abusive. And I'm not here to say that I didn't contribute to abuse or I didn't enable abuse. I definitely did, to take responsibility and accountability for my own shit. But it's just so fascinating because, like, the known is so comfortable and familiar, you know? It, Anybody can continue doing the same thing that they've done every single day they wake up. That's fact. That's reality, right? Um, and it's not good or bad or right or wrong, but what is it getting you? You know, what is it getting you to believe that you don't deserve to be loved fully? Well, it's getting you relationships that mirror that. What does it get you to believe that money is bad? Well, it's probably getting you lack and scarcity. It's probably limiting your capacity to make more money and enjoy a fuller life. You know, um, early on in life, as an example, I learned beliefs that money doesn't grow on trees. I learned beliefs that money is bad. Um, Actually, recently, and I paid attention to this, not to embody it or to take it on as my own, but to really be like, hmm, right? Um, Somebody very near and dear to me, I heard them say, I hate money, right? Now, that is nothing new from what I've learned from that person. No names. But um, I really just tuned into it and I was like, that. And then, take that element right there and be like, no, get rid of it, right? Um, our beliefs create our reality. What we believe that we are worthy of, we are going to either seek that, like look for it, or attract it. That's just the reality of it, right? If we believe that we are worthy of, you know, I guess just if we believe that we are unlovable, we're going to attract and be attracted to people that mirror that. right? And then that again is where the intermittent love and affection comes into play, right? Oh, you believe that you're you believe that you are unworthy, you believe that you are unlovable, you're probably going to attract somebody or be attracted to somebody that gives you intermittent love and affection. I love you. I don't love you. I love you. I don't love you. Make up your fucking mind. you know? Or actually, you know what? I will. Bye. Right? Um, it's wild. It's absolutely wild. And so, um, last night when I was doing my meditation before sleep, I really decided to dive into gratitude for part of it and just feel as though my desires are already here. And it's not just a matter of that. Like, what I've been learning is that it's more so taking action, right? Tuning rather than, tirelessly creating. Tuning. Tuning to the reality that already exists. And oh, another thing that has also been very cool, very cool, and I've been able to do this a lot more. I think the word is effortlessly recently. Um, Being present to the moment, right? Not looking out there, but just being present in my body, being grounded, feeling safe, enjoying the moment, being present to the moment, the magic of the unknown in the moment. And it's been a wild experience. It really has. Um, there's this guy that I've watched a few times. He channels a man. He channels someone named Bashar, and this guy goes by the name of Daryl Anka. I think that's how you say his name. Um, he emphasizes the importance of being present to the moment, right? And how everything is already here. It's just a matter of being present, but it's not just a matter of being present. It's also a matter of feeling the emotions presently now, thinking the thoughts presently now, doing the things presently now, right? The like it's not for no reason that I'm kind of realizing something literally as I'm saying this right now. It's not for no reason that Eckhart Tolle wrote um, The Power of Now, right? The power of now is not just to bring you out of the past and into the present moment, right? It's not just a matter of freeing yourself from the suffering of the past and being present to the moment. It's also about aligning yourself with your dream reality that already exists because you're being present and everything that you want is already here now, right? Um, Back in 2015, I think it was 2015 or 2016, I got the audiobook of The Power of Now by Eckhart, and man, it was such a wild journey. It really was. It was It was incredible. Back then, it was to bring me to the present moment and to alleviate suffering, right? To disidentify from the past. Um, in the very beginning of the book, I don't really consider this a spoiler warning because the book is massive. But in the very beginning of the book, he says, "I have very little use for the past and rarely think about it or refer to it." Right? Um, the past for many people is like an anchor of safety, right? It kind of is there to remind you of who you are, right? And that is kind of this whole thing of like the safety mechanism, the defense mechanism for the ego, for identity, right? But the thing is, like, it's also not necessary because it just keeps you trapped inside of an idea of who you are, right? Think about it this way: like Alfred Adler said, the past does not equal the present. Um, sure, you can believe that the past made you this way; it made you who you are. But you can also completely let go of that because you don't need it. You don't. It might be safe, it might be familiar, it might be comfortable, it might be known, right? But you don't need it. I don't need the past to remind me of who I am. And quite honestly, shit, I'll pass on that. I'll totally pass on that. Um, there were things of the past that I needed that taught me a lot about not who I am, but what I now need to do to move forward, right? Um, sure, the known is comfortable, the known is familiar, and it might seem kind of strange to step into the unknown. Like, on some real shit, just to, be totally transparent. I mean, I've talked about this in a few videos already. Um, but I've been stepping into the unknown like crazy lately. I've been cutting out people, no names. But like I've been like legitimately like realizing like wow, that was really toxic. That was really unhealthy. I don't need that relationship. I really don't. Um bye, you know. Just um and that's the thing too, like one of the coolest things about the unknown is that it can really empower you. Cuz like maybe you previously saw yourself as somebody that didn't take risks, right? You can take risks. You can take all the risks you want to. Nothing's stopping you except for your belief systems that are tied to a past version of yourself that is outdated and is not compatible with the present future version of yourself that is just fucking on fire and doing incredible, right? That's all. It's just ties. It's just attachments. It's attachments to comfort and familiarity. That's all that it is. That's all that it is. Oh, I've done this my entire life. It's all I've ever known. Oh, I've done this my entire life. It's all I've ever known. The known. It's the known. It's the tie to the known. It's the attachment to the known. But the known is just the known. It's just the comfort and the familiarity. That's all that it is. It's nothing else. It's not. So, I really look at that and it's like, what is it that's stopping you from, letting go of everything that's known? Um, and this is also me talking to myself. This is not just me asking the person watching this the question. This is me talking to myself, because I am also stepping into the unknown. I'm also, and I recognize that what is the biggest thing that is stopping me, and the biggest thing that was previously stopping me from stepping into the unknown, was the neurochemical, comfortable and familiar experiences. Um, specific neurochemical feeling experiences, right? Like for instance, like things that I would do that would bring me the same neurochemical experiences over and over again, right? Like for instance, I'm becoming fluent in Spanish. It's getting really good. um, I'm becoming fluent in Spanish, and there's an entirely different experience neurochemically. I'll end off with this just as an example. There's an entirely different experience neurochemically when you are learning something that you don't fully know. And it's different from listening to your favorite song, right? When you listen to your favorite song, whether you're rapping or you're singing, um, and you're comfortable with that, right? It brings you a very specific neurochemical experience, right? It's usually a high, it's a hit, right? But when you're doing something that you're not fully sure about, when you're training yourself to learn how to listen to Spanish, right? But you're not fully there, right? It's a different experience because you're not fully there, right? You're listening, that neurochemical hit from the high of listening to your favorite song, your favorite music isn't there. You're now training yourself, right? So the neurochemical experience is different because maybe maybe you're maybe you feel the need to respond to it with like a more serious tone and a less like adventurous and fun tone because you're learning a language, right? But like you could instead be excited about it and be ecstatic and be enthusiastic and realize that you're learning something that's going to be a tool for you, right? And maybe for whatever reason you could even use it to make money, right? There are all these different ways that you can go about changing the way that you look at things, the way that you look at life, the way that you look at the known, or sorry, the unknown, and transform how you approach it, right? Like, it's exciting to learn new things because you get to experience life in new ways, right? It's exciting to step out of everything that you've known and to step into the known and to just do things differently, right? It's exciting to go back into your apartment or your house and to clean because you know that the place has been a mess instead of just sit down and it's not good or bad or right or wrong. You can do whatever you want to, right? But you will step into a new reality when you do different things, when you do new things, right? Um, Instead of binge watching Netflix, you can clean your house. And quite honestly, you could just not binge watch because maybe the silence is necessary for you to contemplate and reflect on yourself. You know, I've actually been doing that recently. Instead of mindlessly scrolling constantly, I've been taking chunks out of my day to just like be by myself. No noise, no nothing. Just be present with myself, be present with my body, tune into myself, understand what it is that I need. There's magic in the unknown. There's magic in doing things that are new and different. Hell yeah.